How to round. What is rounding? When we round, we are making a number simpler to work with, but keeping the value as close to its original value. We do this all the time, especially when we're out shopping. For example, we might see a pair of cool shoes that we want. The price tag says $59.99, and we think, $60. We just rounded. So how do we do it in math class? There's some rules we have to follow. First, you read the problem and you identify what place value it wants you to round to. Circle the digit in that place value, and then underline the digit next to it. After that, you have some decision making. If the underlined digit is a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you round down. What that means is the circled digit stays the same. Everything in front of the circled digit stays the same. The underlined digit becomes a 0, and everything after the underlined digit also becomes a 0. If the underlined digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you round up. That means the circled digit increases by 1. Everything in front of the circled digit stays the same. The underlined digit becomes a 0, and everything after the underlined digit also becomes a 0. Let's try one. Let's round this number to the nearest hundreds place. Now, here in our problem, it specifically mentions hundreds place. So we are going to round to the hundreds place, and we are going to start by circling the digit in the hundreds place. The 2 is in the hundreds place. I underline the digit to the right. The underlined digit decides whether we're rounding up or whether we're rounding down. 3 is in the numbers that round down. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since it's a round down number, the circled digit stays the same. Every digit in front of the circled digit also stays the same. The underlined digit becomes a 0, and every digit after the underlined digit becomes a 0. We've now rounded. It works for decimals too. Round to the nearest tenths place. Our question's asking us to round to the nearest tenth. We're going to circle the digit in the tenths place and underline the digit to the right. The underlined digit decides whether we're rounding up or whether we're rounding it down. Remember, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all round up. We have a 6, so we're rounding up. What that means is the circled digit will become 1 digit more. We're at 3, so it's going to become a 4. The digit in front of the circled digit will stay the same. The underlined digit becomes a 0, and every digit after it becomes a 0. There is one exception. Remember, if the underlined digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, like in our last problem, you round up. And what that means is the circled digit increases by 1. The problem we have is sometimes our circled digit is a 9. For instance, in this problem, if 9 were our circled digit and the 8 to the side is our deciding number, 8 is in that category where we round up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we would round up. That would mean our circled digit would need to become 1 more. It's a 9. 1 more than 9 is 10. But I can't write a 10 in a single place value. You can only have 1 digit in every place value. So I'd have to carry the 1 over. The 9 would become a 0, and the 1, there's still a 10 there. You can see I still have a 1 and a 0. I still have a 10. The 1 would move over with the 3, and that 3 would become a 4. The underlined digit, like always, would still become a 0. So if the digit you are increasing by 1 is a 9, it will increase to 10. But you can't write 10 because it has 2 digits, so you carry the 1 over to the digit to the left. The digit to the left of it will become 1 more. This could happen repeatedly if you have a series of 9s. Let's try this. Again, it works with decimals and it works with whole numbers. We're going to round these numbers both to the nearest tenths place. Tenths. Here's the one we worked on the last page. So I'm going to circle the 9 because it's in the tenths place and underline the digit to the right. 8 is a round up number. So that means my circle digit is going to become 1 more than it already is. 1 more than 9 is 10. I put the 0 here and carry that 1 over. The 3 becomes a 4. The underlined digit becomes a 0. This is the only time where I would change the digit in front of the circle digit as well. Over here, we're going to see an example when we have more than one 9. Again, this 9 is in the tenths place, and I'm going to underline the 8 to the right of it. 8 is a round up number, so that means the circle digit needs to become 1 more. 1 more than 9 is 10. So I put the 0 here, carry the 1 over. I have a 9 again. 9 and 1 more makes 10, so I put the 0 and carry the 1 over. 3 and 1 more is 4. The 8 is underlined. The underlined digit always becomes a 0. So 39 and 98 hundredths would become 40. Again, these are the only exceptions to the original rule where I would need to change more than just the circle digit, is when I have a 9 that is being rounded up. And as we said, if it's being repeated, I may have to carry that 1 over a few times. I hope this helps with your rounding.